So if we open it too much, may we end up with too many people coming in, and are we then exposed and putting some pressure on the benefits that we've all enjoyed as Gibraltarians? If we make it too strict, do we then not bring in the amount of people that may be good for the economy? Historically, and for the past 20 years, we've had the threshold being approximately 2 million net worth.
How long has that?
If I can just say, that represents 1% of the UK. So that has to be changed, because otherwise you've potentially got 1% of the UK knocking on our doors saying, hey guys,
it's been 2 million for many, many years.
Exactly. So I think that's likely to increase probably to between 5 and 10 million of investable cash as opposed to net worth.
I think well, I mean, we're all rumour, because there's a lot of rumours going around and there's a lot of talk about it. The Cat 2 is probably going to go up to 5, which is very sensible. I'm told there's going to be a cut-off of probably about 55.
55, okay.
You're going to hopefully come over with a job. The job level is around the 38,000. And I mean, it's you know, and I understand that policy. It makes sense.
And my concern over what Sammy has said, and it's the same rumours as we've heard, so I agree with her, is that we're going to not allow in the younger British people who on day one do not earn 37,500 because you've got to start somewhere. So if one of our gaming companies, and our gaming companies are mostly UK focused, and they need people to manage the Grand National Gaming or what have you, and they want someone who's 25, 26 from the UK, they don't want a Norwegian who's living in La Linea, then on day one they're not going to earn 38,000. So therefore we're going to have if this is true, then we're going to have a lack of demographics of the younger variety of the younger. And so you're not going to be able to give a career to a new, younger British person who's not allowed to live in Spain and may not be able to live here.
There'll definitely be a sort of case to case sort of study. I don't think it's going to be a blanking. And a lot of them, it will be the actual gaming companies that can then sponsor that individual and say, right, you know, I want, I don't know, Bob Smith from Norwich to come over. He's going to be earning £25,000 and he's the right person for the job.
But also I think it's important to note that just because, you know, if you want to buy a property here, you don't necessarily have to come and live here. You can still invest in a property here. So the residency rules obviously do have an impact on the market, but people who are looking at Gibraltar as a potential investment or for the future can still buy a property here and have it as an investment and rent it out to people who will need to stay in Gibraltar.
So we've got to be looking at businesses, because only then do we attract all the employees to come here. So it's what businesses will post-treaty Gibraltar be attracted to Gib. And I don't think we know that. We create the landscape of, brilliant, we can go across the border, nearly do what we want round Schengen, sunshines, low tax. What businesses are going to come here to sustain all what we've built? I don't think we know that yet.